3 weeks into the season, we already have our first big change. Head coach Clay Helton turns back on his original decision to start Max Browne and goes with the redshirt freshman Sam Darnold. I'm now joined by Keely, Eure, and Ben Albert to discuss the decision. Guys, what do we think about the decision? Do you think it was the right one? Maybe was it the timing that was off?
The timing surprised me. I think something had to change, whether it was the play calling with T. Martin. It's his first year. I thought that's what was going to change, maybe open up the playbook a little bit more. But it didn't. You saw Max Browne, it's not fair, though. I don't know if it's fair if Max Browne did change because he did play Alabama and he did play Stanford, and those are two very tough teams.
The timing is way off, and it's the wrong decision. Max Browne is only one small piece of a much bigger puzzle that has a lot of problems right now. As Keely mentioned, offensive line, false starts, what's going on? This is an experienced line. What is going on there? Juju Smith-Schuster, believe it or not, he actually still plays on this team. He hasn't gone to the draft yet. Hope my Vikings get him. But he still is on this team. I think he's got, 2-3 catches, it feels like, in important moments against two of the top teams in the country. They don't even play Eure on offense. Ronald Jones isn't getting the ball. And defensively, also, you want to know why we're getting blown out of a couple big games? Huge plays are giving up, missed assignments. Max Browne is unfortunately getting the short end of a very, very troubled stick right now.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that it's not just Max Browne who was the problem. It was the whole offensive scheme that was really setting everybody back. Now, but do we think that Sam, now that he's getting pushed in there, Coach Helton said he's going to be the spark that gets this offense going. Do we think that's going to be the case, or do you guys don't see that happening?
He could be a spark. He's a dual threat. He can run. He's no Lamar Jackson. He can't just run it, give the defense trouble, but he can run the ball, and Max Browne can't really do that. But like you said, Adoree Jackson, Clay Helton also wants a spark on the offense, but if the problems of the O-line and play calling don't get changed, how much is Sam going to really make a difference?
Right. In this chaotic environment that our team is currently in with all of these problems we just listed off, perhaps Sam Darnold is a guy that can bring a little more to the table because he has the ability to escape out of the pocket when he's in trouble. But if you're talking about a USC returning to being a top program in the country, being championship level, all of these other problems are going to have to get remedied. And simply switching Sam for Max, that is not a solution. That's a Band-Aid on a big open wound.
Well, I do think that because now with Sam in there, T. Martin, who's the offensive coordinator, can now open up the playbook a little more, have more options. I think they're looking forward to doing that. I think they're going to try more things and hope that those things do help the team. One last thing. Do we think that Helton just made the decision in the moment, or do we think that from the beginning he wanted Sam Darnold to be the starter and was looking for something but had to go with the safe decision of Max Browne?
I think Sam really gave Max a run for his money. He pushed the battle from spring to fall, but I think Helton really wanted Max. He really wanted his guy, but because Sam kept pushing and pushing Max, he had to switch to Sam after there's losses.
I think Sam has always had that dual threat, and he's had talent, and they've known that, but I think with the whole influx of new coaches and Helton taking over for his first year, Max is probably the guy he wanted from the beginning simply because he's been here in this program for quite a few years and has that experience under his belt.
Well, either way, it's definitely a huge gamble for Coach Helton to switch quarterbacks in the middle of the season, and Friday night's game in Salt Lake City is going to provide quite the proving ground for Darnold as he starts his first career game. Now let's send it over to Alexa, who has more on the Utah Utes.